Well, let's see what happens. Watch everything crash right into the sea.
Are you just trying to navigate adulthood in a world that still expects you to have it all figured out? Welcome to This Is 50 with your hosts, Travis Holmes and Shane McManus.
I cannot take it anymore. I told myself I would not get into this situation, and I find myself now in this situation. And the situation that I'm in, I don't get rid of this because it don't distract me. The situation I am in is my fucking dad. I know. For however many years and stuff, you know, he's taking care of himself, taking care of my mom and stuff. And now, you know, he's living with us here. And the issues that I'm having, my dad was so worried when my mom passed away that he would end up in a nursing home. And you know what happens when people get left in a nursing home? They get forgotten. And my dad, when my mom passed away, was thankful that, you know, I said, you know, hey, come live with me. Because, I mean, to be honest, you know, as soon as one dies, the other one, not to get too dark, as soon as one dies, the other one's, you know, right behind him. His health was horrible. So I figured, you know, I'd give him a place to relax and do everything and live out his final days here on our property. Then, you know, he was doing good. You know, he's put on weight. He was down. God knows how many pounds he was down. But what's happening now is he always feels like he's in the way. You know, I feel like I'm always in the way. Well, Dad, because you don't make any effort to be part of the family. You don't. You sit and you've always been this way. You know, you sit in your little room. You sit in whatever... I don't know. You just don't make an effort to be part of the family. My whole entire childhood. I know. Growing up and stuff. He's never made an effort to be part of the quote unquote family. And now that he's here, he's following the same thing. You know, he sits in his room and he watches his TV and he doesn't come out. And, you know, we try to make dinners for him. And we, like the first year, we tried to make, you know, hey, this is the plan. You know, we'll make a big dinner Sunday night and we'll all sit at the table, you know, like a family and try to do that thing. No, it lasted maybe four weeks, maybe. On week number 4, he's dishing up his stuff and he goes back in his bedroom, sits in there and eats his meal. So we were like, all right, well, fuck it. You know, if that's the way you want to do it, that's the way you want to do it. And he can't cook. He doesn't know how to cook or refuses to cook. It's too much cleaning. So what's happening now is my dad has gout of sorts. I don't know what it is that he's got. What's this? Open in studio. All this stuff. Shut the fuck up. I'm going to just close this panel up. So I'm going to stop this because this is going to annoy me. So all he eats is processed meat. And he's recently been eating shrimp, like a bag of shrimp. He actually said to me the other day, hey, Dad, what are you having for lunch? I'm making me a turkey sandwich. I don't know why he sounds like a Jewish guy. I'm making a turkey sandwich, and and he gets a big bag of frozen shrimp, like the 2130s. So they're big. About the size of my thumb there. If you're watching this on the YouTube video, about the size of my thumb, good size. You know, you can get 2 bites out of them. Good chunk of meat in there. And so he thaws out 6 to 8 to 10, depending on what he's eating that day. And he eats those every day. Well, is it uric acid? I believe it's called uric acid with the processed meat and the enriched bread, grain bread, and the shellfish, which is the shrimp. His legs he can't move. From the knees down to his ankles. Gout, the uric acid, has crystallized in his body. Now, of course, he doesn't have great circulation, so 2 years of doing this for a long time, it's caught up with him. He can't walk. He can't move around the house. He can't do anything. Oh, God, fuck. I did not sign up for this. I am, and I know I keep covering my face here, sorry. I'm at a point where I just want it to be done. I just want it to be done. I just want either him to get better, walk around and stuff, because it's getting worse. It's getting worse day by day. And you're like, oh, well, you're not very sympathetic to his. No, I'm not sympathetic. When I say, hey, Dad, we can make a good solid meal. We can have it 3 or 4 times, and you can have leftovers and all that stuff. And then he worries about cleaning up. I don't want to have to clean up. I don't want to do any dishes. I don't want to do any of that stuff. I'm like, okay. So he gets frozen meals in that process, chicken, the processed meat. It's not real, this, it's not real that. Even the vegetables are in there. He doesn't eat any vegetables. I had to go grocery shopping for him today because he can't fucking move. And he's like, well, get me, 4 frozen dinners and get me 4 the Jimmy Dean frozen breakfasts, and, make sure the dinners don't have vegetables in it, but make sure it's around 1,000 milligrams of sodium in them or less, not up to 1,000. I need my sodium. And I'm sitting there going, all right. So I'm kind of, shopping around and looking in, the frozen food section. This is all new to me. I don't eat this stuff. I know that tomato-based stuff gives him the Trotskys. But I was like, oh, fuck. He can't move. And here's the main thing. I don't mind that he can't move. The problem is, he's helpless and not willing to help himself. And that in the public aspect, when I look at people, that bugs the fucking shit out of me. So he has a walker that's got wheels on it, plastic wheels. You've seen them. It's you can spin around and sit on it if you want to. Or, it's got the handbrakes on it. It leans on it. I know this is going to sound really shallow, but fuck it. I've done well for myself. I've made a career of doing what I do, and I deserve to have the good things in life that I've worked hard. My wife, both of us have worked hard to have. We just spent over, I think, $5,000 some odd to have our whole entire house sanded, the floor sanded, because we have white oak floors, had them sanded and redone, completely redone. And now he's coming in with this walker walking around and scratching the floors. And I'm just sitting there pulling my fucking hair out and going, Jesus Christ, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about it. Yes, you can. You don't understand. You're missing the whole point. You can do something about it. When we say all this other stuff, you shouldn't eat this, you shouldn't eat that. And this is what happens. My mom was the same way. My mom was a diabetic. And I mean, extreme diabetic, where she had the pump on her hip, and she would eat a whole bag of Hershey's Kisses. They'd be snatched up. She'd eat the whole bag, tinfoil everywhere, and then she'd hit her little pump. Oh, this is a cure for me. And now my insulin's better. It doesn't work that way. This is not a cure-all. So my dad, he's got gout, and he can't walk now. So I'm kind of in the boat. If you remember the stories of Shane talking about stuff, I have to take my dad to the doctor. He can't drive. He was going to drive the other day. He can't move his legs. How's he going to fit the pedal or feel the pedals? He can't drive, let alone get out of the car and go walk any distance at all. Just coming out of his room into the kitchen, he's got to stop 4 times. Not that it's a far trek from one location to the other, but he just cannot move. He's going to be 78 in June, and still drinking sweet tea, still drinking beer. That's one of the things you're not allowed to have. Grain alcohol, fine grain alcohol is what they say. will not drink water, drinks for his vegetables. He drinks like a V8 juice. And I'm at the point where I'm like, okay. So, I got some more revelations that I got into. I know I'm bringing you really, really down, but it's either me say it here or me yelling at my dad in his face. And I don't want to do that because he's got nowhere to go. And his brothers and sisters, his brother and sister are in worse shape than he is. Either one's watching, the other one. I don't know. It's just a mess. It's a mess. And I'm in it. All right, guys, stick around. I'll be right back. So our house has its 2.5 baths. The master bathroom, the owner's bathroom, the slave driver's bathroom is, which is ours, is about 11 by 13, I think it is, with a walk-in shower. The walk-in shower is a basic walk-in shower. It's one of those fiberglass resin showers. It was kind of like an afterthought, I guess, when they built the house. We have a tub over here and then, the shower across the room. And it's just, a shower curtain. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing, I talk about the richest, lavishest stuff that we do here on the property. Our bathroom is basic. I mean, it is literally apartment basic. So we're thinking about, we are going to update everything. So my wife and I, you got to start somewhere. So where do you start? So we're sitting there looking at it, and we've got those 12-inch square tiles that look like there's water damage. They're really, really not the best tiles, and they go up the wall. 3 tiles up the wall, which is, I don't know why they did that, but that's what they did. It's like a backsplash around the whole entire bathroom. I'm like, that's kind of weird. So I reach out to our local community on Facebook, and I'm like, hey, look, I'm looking to redo the bathroom. I need a pro. I don't want, Jose Hernandez coming over with his cousins. I need a pro. I need a license. I need, not necessarily a license. We need insurance, and I need pictures. So, of course, when you post something like that on a community Facebook page, you get they all come out of the woodworks. And one guy reached out to me, like DM'd, instant message, whatever it is. And he's like, hey, blah, blah, blah. And we chatted back and forth. And he's like, well, I can come out tomorrow, give me the address and I'll be out. And I'm like, well, I'm not giving you my address until the day of. I said, what time can you come over tomorrow? He goes, I'll be over about 11 o'clock. Or I'm sorry, he said 1 o'clock. We'll do the 11 o'clock later. I'll tell you that story. I said, all right. I said, text me when you're done with your job, and I'll give you the address. I don't know what these people are going to do. If give someone that you don't know on Facebook your address, and in the middle of the night you're laying in your bed and you're hacked to pieces. So he did. He texted me. He's like, hey, I'm wrapping up this job. I'm heading that way. What's your address? And I gave him my address, and he shows up. And I told him what we wanted to do. And he's like, all right, we can do this. And, give me ideas. Do you want this toilet here? Because we can knock this wall out and move the toilet over there, and we can do all that. He's giving me all these great ideas. Older guy. When I say older guy, when you look at adults, some of them that you look at, you're like going, that is an adult. That is a grown man. And some adults that you look at, I'm 40. You look like you're 22. That type attitude. I know when people look at me, if you're watching me here on the YouTube video, I don't know what people think of me. Do people look at me and say, well, he looks like he's 30 something, or he looks like he's 40 something? I got my little goatee, my little 90s goatee, my grunge rock goatee that's now almost completely gray. My hair is still the same color it was in high school, a little thinner, but still, I don't have the gray other than like on my chops. And I look at him and I go, that is an adult man. I don't know if he's in his mid-50s. If he's my age, God almighty, he looks rough. Because he's a 5'11", looks like a bruiser. Those Brooklyn bruisers, Brooklyn brawler looking guys, just solid. Just a little short, stocky bruiser looking guy. So I said, okay. He goes, well, I got to get some guys over here. I'll get my plumber over here. I'll get my tile guy over here and all this stuff. And when he's talking to me like this. He's like looking at me, North Carolina, because that's where we're at. He's looking at me like, you gonna permit any of this stuff? I'm like, no, we're not doing anything but putting tile in. Well, North Carolina here in Union County where you're located, they want a permit for everything. They're never going to see. Union County will not step foot in this house. I don't know. I'm not permitting anything. Well, all right. If you're not permitting, he's like, I don't care. He's like, I'm not licensed or anything like that. He's like, I'm not. That's the only reason why this is what got me. That's the only reason why I'm not a licensed general contractor, because I don't want to have to go through permitting. So red flag might have went up there. I don't know. So he sets a date. He's like, we can come out on Monday. All right, what time? He goes, 11 o'clock. I said, all right, great. 11 o'clock on Monday comes around. 11:15 comes around. 11:22 comes around. Kind of texting him like, hey, bud, we still on for Monday? Now, he came over previous Saturday, and said, we'll set it up for Monday. Oh, sorry, 1 o'clock. That's all I get. All right. Sorry, 1 o'clock? Yeah, sorry, 1 o'clock. I have to get my plumbing guy. Doesn't get done with his job until, all right, fine, whatever. John. So he shows up. Tile guy is exactly what you want a tile guy to look like. He's Latin, very professional, speaks broken English, but knows exactly what he's talking about. Plumbing guy smelled like he was on a 3-day bender and was probably in his late 60s and just trying to make ends meet. Just struggling. So I've got these three knuckleheads in my bathroom there, and we're going over the stuff. There's a difference between a contractor that's doing the work and talking to the guys on the job site and a contractor that's talking to a potential buyer or an employer or something like that. He was talking to me like I was the man on the job. What kind of fixtures you want to put in there? I was thinking about mowing. Oh, you don't want to do mowing. Mowing, what you buy at Home Depot and Lowe's and all that are not the same mowing. If you're going to buy a mowing, we like Delta. All right. See, we love Delta. We get it from our shop. Yeah, you get them from the shop at a cheap, low price, and they're probably garbage. What kind of a glass door do you want in your shower enclosure? Well, we saw one at Lowe's. No, you don't want to get one from Lowe's. My vendor will actually engrave. Jesus Christ, guy. What about the tile? Oh, he's like, what kind of tile you want? Well, we were going to run it this way with the long boards, and we're going to make that match this. And oh, you don't want to do that. Oh, because and he's giving me everything I said. No, you don't want to do that. No. Well, don't forget, and you might wanna. And what is it going to, how much, what does that look like? I'm not familiar with that. And these three guys are going back and forth. And the plumber guy, who's 3 sheets to the wind at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, is like, yeah, the plumbing here, man, it's just, I got to, they make a plug for that. We can oh yeah, we can do that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what the fuck did I get into? I said, okay, we wrapped it all up. All right, what do you need from me? How do we proceed further as far as like estimates or anything like that? He looks at me and he goes, I'll give you a call. I'll give you a call with a quote. Any paper? No. I said, do you need my email address? And the drunk guy goes, he doesn't email anybody. I'm like, okay. So no paper trail, no nothing like that. So he leaves. As soon as he leaves, I'm on the phone with, contractor number 2 that I saw on the Facebook feed. And I'll dive into that story when I come back because, from night and day, man, from night and day, that's all I want. I got enough shit to worry about with Slippy McHappy feet over there that can't walk around the house without a walker, and I got to deal with these three knuckleheads. I don't know. All right, guys, I'll be right back. March 10th. Mark your calendars. March 10th is the 1 year anniversary of This Is 50. So I'd appreciate you when I say I do appreciate everyone that's been listening and sharing the podcast. I try to make it non-commercial as possible. We do have some sponsors that slip in at the beginning and the end of the show. And sometimes we get a couple that actually want to be part of the show, in the show. So we try to make this as simple as possible. And just going over, right now, it's just me. And I just turned 51 this past year, or this past January. And Shane is still working with his child who's disabled. And so we're just giving, you guys an outlet. Everybody an outlet, male or female, doesn't matter. My wife and I went to the tile store because we're picking out tile for, the contractors. After I had that stupid run-in with John is his name, the contractor with his drunk buddy and La Migra, Mexican guy. No. Mexican guy he was the most sane person out of all three of them. He was telling me, he's showing me pictures. Oh, we could do this. This wasn't forceful. He's just showing me all the stuff that he's done. The other guy's playing like Captain shits his pants. I don't know. So my wife and I go looking for tile, and that's, if you know my wife, and I've talked about my wife, it's kind of with anyone picking out tile, you don't know where to start. So we pick out the tile, we get everything all lined up and stuff. What we want, what colors we want, the accent pieces, the floor pieces, the main floor, and all that. So I called another contractor to come out. And husband and wife team, they show up. Called them, like on a Tuesday. They said, I can be out there, tomorrow. I can be out there tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Fine, no problem. Cool. Show up. 10 to 2. Perfect. All right. Don't have to worry. No questions there. They jump out. Young couple. Probably early 30s, if not mid 30s. And what a husband and wife contractor team looks like. He's got his overalls on, and he's got a, young guy, and he's got, paint and dirt and stuff on himself. And she's the same way. She's got some overalls on, and she's got her hair all pulled back in like little ponytail braids, and she's got a, work cap on. She's in for business. We walk into the shower or into my bathroom, and we sit there, and I'm explaining exactly, basically verbatim what I told the other guys. Oh, yeah. We can do that. And I'm like, well, what do you think about? No, yeah, that's awesome. We can do that. And so I started saying, well, how do you feel about knocking this out and moving the toilet? Why would you do that? I don't know. That was just brought up to me. No, there's no reason to. You got a perfectly good work. And, I'm like, yeah, you're right. It is perfectly good. It is exactly where I want it. And so we sat down, we're standing in the bathroom there. We're going over everything. And I was like going, you know what? This is what it needs to be. This is the way you gain a client. And so we went over a couple. Well, what kind of tile did you pick out? I said, I picked out this tile. My wife like, oh, nice. That's exciting. It's kind of like being a waiter at a restaurant. I'll have the Salisbury steak. And the waiter goes, oh, fine choice. Fine. How would you like your Salisbury steak cooked? If anyone had Salisbury steak, you know exactly how they cook it. They just boil it and put some gravy over it. But they were doing exactly what a contractor couple trying to gain a client would do or should do. Not these other three knuckleheads. So we agreed, I said, I'm going to do some demolition. I'm capable of doing that. I'm not a complete invalid. I can get the tile off the wall. I can move the vanity out. I can do all this stuff. The vanity that's engraved in tile into the wall, I can pull that out and, cap everything. Well, that's great. That'll save you a lot of money. I said, that's what I'm trying to do. Save a lot of money. And both of them were like going, anywhere where you don't feel comfortable doing, let us do it. Let us take the burden off of you. I'm like, okay, good. That's a good attitude to have. So when it was all said and done, walked out, I said, so how do we get started? What do you need from me next? We need your email address, and we have your phone number. So give us about 48 hours, and we'll have something for you. Less than 48 hours, I get a text message from the guy saying, hey, based on our conversation that we had on Tuesday, this is what we're looking at as far as like labor and stuff. And just to be clear, you are going to do this. And if you can't do it, we can do this. Yeah, that sounds great. Okay, well, we will give you, this is the best part. We will give you an itemized invoice estimate as far as if we were to do it or leave it to you. So if you want to take out the whole entire shower enclosure, that'll save you X amount of dollars. If you want us to do it, this is how much it will cost. I haven't gotten that email yet. It's only, what's today, Friday? I haven't gotten that email yet because they said, give us a day or two. Let's firm everything up. But this is the price. And the price, we were like, oh, that's like $3,000 under our budget. Yes, that's awesome. That's what we want. So just the way you treat people, and I say you treat people in the same breath. I'm complaining about my dad, and I'm trying to treat him with all due respect. And I'm not using that as I'm going to badmouth anyone. I'm just, with all due respect, my dad just, he doesn't want to take care of himself. I was sitting in the kitchen, and I promise I won't talk about my dad for the rest of the show. I promise. But we were sitting in the kitchen. He's literally like, he's a big guy. He's 260, 6'3". And he's leaning on that friggin' cart, whatever that the roller dolly thing that he's got. And I said, Dad, you got to eat better. You've got to eat, more vegetables, and you got to do. And he looked at me and he goes, your mom and I tried to eat healthy one time. And I'm like, you guys are married for 50 some odd years. One time you tried to eat healthy? I said, oh yeah, how'd that go? He goes, we hated it. He goes, we decided from then on out, we were going to live to eat, not eat to live. I said, okay. And this is the situation that you're in now. So I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear complaining or anything. This is the decision right then and there. When you said that, this is the decision that you put yourself in. So, but in the retrospect of it, now I'm taking him to doctor's appointments. Now I'm taking him or going to get groceries for him because he cannot physically get out of the house. There are 7 steps to get out of our house in any direction because North Carolina, we have big crawl space and we're on the top of a hill. So any exit to get out of the house is 7 steps. And he can't do steps. He almost fell off the back porch when we came back from the doctor's office. So that's where we're at with that. So, God, wish me luck. When we come back, I know I was talking about the 10-year thing. I haven't gone to the dentist in a little bit. Not that I'm in due or need it, but I saw my dental hygienist. She's on Facebook, and I'll get into that story when we're back. So stick around. I'll be right back. I know I briefly touched on the 1-year anniversary of This Is 50, which is March 10th, physically March 10th. So I don't know what I haven't figured out what I'm going to do. Let's see. March 10th falls on a Sunday. So I haven't figured out what I'm going to do as far as any kind of celebration or anything. I'll do something for like the YouTube listeners out there or the viewers, people who subscribe to the This is 50 YouTube page. I'll do something for them, like a live show or something like that. So if you've got any ideas of something that I can do, please reach out to me, whether it be through mostly through the YouTube channel. We have a Facebook page. This is 50 Facebook page. So you can reach out to us through there as well. I'm not going to give you my email address or anything like that. We haven't gotten that far into our relationship Or have we? But so, yeah, March 10th is our 1 year anniversary. So I don't know. I might do something on the 8th, which is the Friday before the 10th. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll wait to hear from you guys. So I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say about the show being 1 year. And I think from here on out, I think it's just going to be me for solo for now until Shane, something happens on Shane's end to allows him to be more available for the show. He's been doing what I'm starting to go through right now, having to take someone that relies on you to take care of them that can't take care of themselves. So I'm starting to feel that. I'm starting to see that now. And I feel bad for him. My wife does too. Feels bad for him. But in the same sense on our side with what I call them, sloppy feet or something, it's now getting to the point where I said that, we'd lost our last dog. We had 4 dogs over my wife and I's relationship. And, they get older, they pass away, and the last one just passed away. So we're like, all right, great. I said, great. Unfortunately, she passed away, but it now allows us to do some traveling. So right away, we took a trip up to Long Island. I told you about that. And that's where I got COVID. And so now we're planning a trip to, I think, the Keys next month for a wedding anniversary. And then my dad, I know I said I wasn't going to talk about my dad, but this is the things that are going on. This is when you're this age, and my dad has no way of getting like in a nursing home, or he has no monies. He has no monies to do any of that stuff. No insurance, no nothing. I mean, he's got whatever Medicare, Medicaid and stuff like that, but they don't cover any of that stuff unless there's something I don't know or I'm missing. But anyways, he's stuck here. And if he can't walk through the house, we can't leave him alone. I told my wife that, and she goes, oh, bullshit. The neighbors can come over and watch him. I'm like, oh, I don't know if we want to do that. But so I just, we're starting to make plans. We're wanting to go to Alaska before we get to a point to where we can't go traveling. We're going to do the Keys next month. We want to go to Alaska. And then I think the year after, we're going to do the big trip over to Europe. If not next year, this year. So I know, big money bags here, remodeling a bathroom and going on trips. But that's what we're trying to do. You gotta, I guess you gotta take advantage of it while you can, while you're young, because I don't want to sit here and preach it, do it now while you have the money and the momentum. So that's where we're at. But now that this has happened, I just was like, oh, no, we can't go anywhere. Now, I have my teeth were fucked. Let's put it that way. I had, under my mom, growing up, my mom's insurance had braces. They removed a couple teeth and stuff. They were going to do some cosmetic surgery on me. If you're watching me here on the YouTube channel here, I'm smiling. I do have Bell's palsy. That's why this cheek doesn't come up all the way. I got that in 2009, I think, 2008. So if you see me with a crooked smile, that's why. That's what happened there. But under my mom's insurance policy, everything was taken care of. And then I went into the workforce, and I started working for radio stations and DJing in nightclubs. And of course, they don't have a solid insurance plan. So the cosmetic surgery and stuff that was not done as a child caught up with me. And, a couple cavities back here, and this was exposed. I had, surgery, exposed, gums and tissues and all. It was a mess. It's a wonder how I landed my beautiful wife. But she liked me. And one of the things that we did as soon as we got up here to North Carolina is she's like, all right, we have to find a doctor. Because we're married now. We have to find a doctor and get your teeth fixed. Now, my teeth are basically straight. It was just that I had some issues in the back, cavities and stuff like that have been sitting there since, I was 18, 19 years old, probably 19 years old. As soon as take that back. As soon as I graduated from college is when I came off of their insurance. So that was in, I think it was 22 or 23. That's when I was off their insurance. Not that I got it fixed during that time, but still. I'm not on their insurance, so I went from 23 to 44, so that's 20 years without any kind of dental, no cleanings, no nothing. And I'm pretty good with flossing and brushing and doing all that stuff. I'm got a good regimen. So we found a place here in locally North Carolina, and very expensive. The high end dentistry, no orthodontist dentistry. Had a bridge put in, pulled out some teeth. Had some veneers done, a lot of cavities filled. I think total, I know you're going to say yuck mouth here. I think I had a total of maybe 13 cavities between, the 32 teeth that you have. Nothing in the front. I didn't have like barnacles on the front of my teeth. It was all in the back because the braces that I had at the time, I had the rings on the back teeth. And then I had the speed bonds on the front. So the ones on the front were bad. It's the speed bonds that were on the back. I guess some food got in there. And over the years of me having those bands on the back, they say, make sure you brush your teeth, blah, 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 or you'll get, when they pull them off, they'll be rotten. Sure enough, they pulled them off and they were rotten. Not rotten, like I got green smoke coming out of my mouth, but still, it was not fun. You could taste it too. You're, God. Tasted like molded bread. So my wife, I guess, got tired of me having bad breath or whatever it was. And so we got everything fixed. So once everything was said and done and everything was fixed, then they go, okay, now we're going to put you on a regimen as far as doing your oral hygiene, your cleaning, hygienist. I'm like, great. So I had this hygienist. Her name is, oh God, what's her name? Forgotten now. Anyways, so at the time I was 44 and she was probably 10 years older than I was. So she's in her mid 50s. Long blonde hair, has two girls from her actual marriage, when she was in her 20s, one of those, I'm married when I'm 20. I had two kids. Now I'm 40. I don't want to be married anymore. I want to be a whore. That type deal. I want a divorce. And a whore she was. No. Well, I mean, use the definition of what a whore is, and use it to define someone. I don't know. I don't want to. She's going to listen to this. I'm not a whore. No, really? The 5 guys in the last 6 months you've been with? No, not at all. I know, double standard, right? But she had long blonde hair. She wasn't beautiful. She was not attractive, but her personality was a light. Like when she was in the room, she's a Southern belle, and she was tall. She's 5'10", long blonde hair. I say long blonde hair, horse hair. It wasn't like silky, horse hair. And she was my hygienist, and she would tell me all the stories about. And I don't know if she thought I was cute or whatever, but not flirting with me. That line was never crossed. But she confided in me with a lot of stuff because I would give her a hard time. Oh, really? You didn't like having sex with that guy? No, because his legs were all hairy and he kind of stunk, in that area. I'm like, these are the conversations I'm having with my hygienist. And so she would be in and out of the office. I make sure, Gina, that's her name. Sorry, got it now. Because I remember going, when's your next appointment with Gina? Gina would schedule me my appointments with her. She was the only one that I would go to because I appreciate it. And she'd give me, a good cleaning and stuff. And we'd have a good time talking back and forth. But she had a bigger plans. She wanted to find and land a gold digger. That's what she was doing. She was looking for a man. She would tell me stories about, businesses or businessmen that she dated and all the different weird stuff that they would do, like sexually and stuff, which was weird. Can you believe I did this? And she's got her fingers in my mouth. I'm like, at the same time. And then so we became friends on Facebook, and I'm just chatting back and forth. So I tell you that to tell you this. So now she's got this new beau, and they've been traveling like Argentina for a couple days, and then they come back to like South Florida, and then they travel up to the Dakotas to go skiing, and then wherever his business brought him, she was the skirt around his neck, or the scarf around his neck, the skirt around on his arm, or whatever it is. She was always there. She was the trophy girlfriend or whatever. Now, the men that she dated were very professional looking. They looked like they kept fit. They looked like they weren't ugly. They looked like they were good looking at one time. So I give her that. She's not dating like Anna Nicole Smith dating the old wretched guy who's, I'm 90. I'm 22. She's dating in her range, in her field, in her class. She is. And so the other day she posted something on Facebook, and I looked at it, and she's like, we're in Rio de Janeiro, and she's out and she's doing a live Facebook Live thing, and she's running down the sidewalk like she's jogging for the day or something. I got to keep fit. I got to stay in shape. And then later on, I'm going to get a Frappuccino and go horseback riding. And so I just kind of responded and said, oh, so you do nothing anymore, ever? And her response was, Travis, are you still flossing? And I'm like going, what does it matter? You're nowhere around. You're not my hygienist anymore. And the funny part is, I would go to the same dentist, and I would get a different hygienist all the time. And one time I'd go in there, and she was there because she was on like a as needed basis. Like, hey, we need backup, Gina. Gina would come in, fly in, and you'd be, oh, she's in there. I said, so what happened? You and your boyfriend divorce or, split up? No, we're just in town for a little bit. I figured I'd come in and catch a couple hours, and then I'm going out somewhere else. All right, see you later. There you go. But she's probably early, if not, no, she's probably 61, 62 years old. She looks good. She looks good for 61, 62 years old. Like I said, she's got that long hair, a little hoarse, it's not the smoothest hair in the world, but it's just funny that, she's got two daughters, and after, 20 something years of marriage, she said, nope, I want to go be a whore. I want to go see the world. I want to go do all this stuff. And the only way I can do it is not to be married, which is sad because in the same sense, my wife and I are trying to do the exact same thing, but together, me and her. So I just figured I'd throw that out there of the way, two different people look at the world and try to achieve the same exact thing. All right, let's see. What time are we at here? All right, maybe one more little segment, and we'll wrap this up. So stick around. I'll be right back. So trying still to be part of the family. My dad, technically we live out in the middle of nowhere. We are in, we have 22 some odd acres out here. The closest gas station is 6 miles away. The closest not convenience store, but like a chain restaurant of any sorts is 12 miles away. And it's not much. There's a Bojangles, a Wendy's, and then all these little diners, like privately owned mom and pop type diners. And that's it. That's what our town is. So, it gets, what is this? Oh, there we go. So it gets old after a while eating the same shit at the house. Now, my wife and I try to make different meals, physically make different meals. We have 4 or 5 different cookbooks. I'm like, all right, every week or every other week, pick out a meal. What are we going to eat? For the most part, we eat like chicken breast and, trying to stay healthy, and chicken breasts and vegetables and sprouts and baked potatoes and all that stuff. Maybe a hamburger, and sometimes we'll make our own homemade pizza. Now, if we make like our own homemade pizzas, or if we do hamburgers and, big dinners on the weekend, yes, I will invite my dad, hey, would you like to have, this is what we're doing this week. You want to be part of it? Yeah, that sounds like fun. But for him to come out and go, hey, you guys, can you make me a tray of tuna noodle casserole that I can have for the week. He won't do that. He did it a couple times, and I don't know what happened. It felt he got tired of the tuna noodle casserole after like 2 days. He's like, oh, I can't eat all this stuff. Like, then don't get it. So now and then on the weekends, and this is before his knees went to shit on him, he would stick his head in our entertainment room. We're watching TV in there, and he's like, "Hey, you guys feel like Bojangles tonight? I'm getting ready to order, because we do have DoorDash that does those two restaurants. No, we got the meat's thawed out. We're getting ready to make dinner for ourselves here, but no, go right ahead." He's like, all right. So then DoorDash comes and, brings him whatever meal that he got. And I said, Dad, what'd you get? What'd you get this time from DoorDash? Oh, I just want a chicken sandwich and some fries. I said, okay. How much was that? $17. Jesus Christ. $17? He's like, yeah, but I didn't have to leave the house. He goes, they brought it right to the front. I said, yeah, that's what DoorDash does. I said, but fucking $17? I've got a thawed out chicken breast in there, Dad. You got hamburger buns. I could have made you a goddamn chicken sandwich if you want. I don't want to bother you guys. You guys work so hard, and boy, do we have him fooled. You guys got so much going on. I don't want to bother you or burden you with with what I want. So today, because of his knees and because of what's going on, I said to him, I'll buy you these frozen meals, but I'm going to teach you how to use the air fryer. You throw a chicken thigh in there, 15 minutes on one side, 15 minutes on the other side. Boom, you're done. Buy a pack of, chicken thighs for like $8 or something like that. And there's 10 in there. And it's a better product and a better thing for you to eat. And I got him like, jasmine rice, like the boil in the bag, so we can have some rice, some kind of starch or something in there to do something. But Jesus, man, the meals when I was picking them out, he said, don't go over 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Every single one of them, like 1,100, 1,800, 1,200. Found a couple that were like 700, but it was like, a piece of meat about the size of my mouse here. If you're watching this on the video. And, some tater tots or something. I'm like, oh, this can't be good for you. So anyways, $17 for a fucking sandwich and some fries. No drink. Didn't want the drink because he can't drink quote unquote sweet tea. He's got the Splenda tea here, but still $17. My wife gets DoorDash now and then. And I say now and then, maybe twice a year, if not twice, maybe 3 times a year. And it's always Chinese. Because I don't like Chinese food. I'll have some of hers. I'll get like the crab rangoon and maybe an egg roll or two, but she'll get the Kung Pao chicken, Colonel General's whatever, So's chicken, a couple rangoon things. You want rangoon? Yeah, throw a couple in there for me. And a couple egg rolls. I'll eat the egg rolls and stuff, but the other stuff, oof, just not my wheelhouse. Not my wheelhouse, but so she'll get it like on a Sunday afternoon or something. She'll do that. But like I said, maybe twice a year, if not 3 times a year. But that's it. I mean, that's all we got out here. So at the tile store, Jesus Christ, talking about trying to get out of the house and go on trips before you're completely incapacitated. I felt like the biggest and embarrassed, the biggest loser. Well, mostly embarrassed, but loser at the same time. So with my diet, what I eat for the last since we got back from Long Island, because I got to get my weight back down, I've been eating a whole tomato diced up, a whole avocado, and 2, if not 2, maybe 3 hard-boiled eggs for breakfast. That's good. It's good. It's got the antioxidants, it's got the, the good fats, and it's got the protein with a little bit of cholesterol if you need it, just make you feel alive, But the problem with that is that tomato, that's a tough guy. A whole tomato. Now I put stone ground mustard on it because there's no calories in it. Well, there's like 5 calories, but it's got like turmeric and all that stuff in it. So that's how I season it. No salt on anything. Again, trying to eat better so I can do more in my life. As we're at the tile store, I'm like, ooh. As soon as I say that, my wife goes, "You gotta go." Yeah, I gotta go. All right, I'll wait for it. And she just knows my body. If you listen to the past episodes with me and Shane talking, my body, for whatever reason, cannot keep more than one meal in my body at any given time. So if I had dinner the night before, as soon as I have breakfast, something's got to come out. I don't know if I've got the smallest intestines in the world or the largest intestines in the world, but my body will not keep more than one meal in my body at any given time. So that morning she was all excited. We were going tile shopping. So I had my breakfast and then we wait. We usually wait like 30 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes. She's like, I'm like, "Are you ready to go?" She's like, "I'm waiting for you." Like, I know. All right, hold on. Let me go try. So I go to the bathroom, come back out. All right, we're ready to go. Grab my drink, my sippy cup, which has got cayenne pepper, lemon juice, a little bit of lemon juice, like a shot of lemon juice, and my filtered water from the refrigerator. That's what I drink all day long if I'm not drinking these guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, if I'm not drinking these guys, that's the other drink that I have. Get to the tile store. We're walking around and walking and looking at tile and making decisions has an effect on me. One, I'm trying to keep my wife, corralled. All right, babe, let's do this. Break everything down. We need to find out what tile we want. We want this and that. And she's like this. Bing, 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 bing. Oh my God, look at this. This is cool. I don't know where to start. Okay, come on. Back around. Back in the, stay with me. Heel. Stay with me. Take our time. We got nothing to do today. This is all we're doing. If we're going to be here till 6 o'clock at night, that's fine. We got there probably about 10 o'clock in the morning. So we start getting deeper and deeper into picking out the tile. Hour and a half goes by and I go, ooh. She's like, "Go ahead." I'm like, okay. My panic is I can't find it. We're in this tile store that's about 150,000 square feet, about the size of a Home Depot, without the garden center. And I'm like, where the fuck is the goddamn bathroom? I'm looking at all the signs. All I see is sales, tile, sale, tile, buy one, get one, clearance, all this stuff. So I got to flag someone. "Hey man, where's your restroom at?" "Oh, all the way in the back corner, all the way in the back left." So I'm all the way in the front right, in the front. So I'm already having a panic attack. I'm like going, "Please God, don't let me shit my pants. Please don't let me shit my pants." That's my biggest fear. Even my whole entire life, I've had a fear of shitting my pants. I know it's probably a common thing, but me, I've had it all the way through elementary school because I had a bad situation where I was sitting on the toilet, going to the bathroom, and the whole entire class, we didn't have doors on the stalls. The whole entire class, another class, not my class, came into the restroom to do like a science project or something. So while they're doing their science project, I'm sitting there shitting, and the girls are looking in and the boys are looking in, and just completely killed me for the rest of my life. So I always have this nervous condition that I'd rather shit my pants than go into the bathroom and have that embarrassment happen again. So when I go to a place, I always look first thing, where's the restroom at? Because that's the first place. If I need to get up and run and go, I'll get up and go. So I'm at the front right corner of the store. I got to run all the way to the back left corner. So I'm walking, and there's a symptom called, I'm not sure what exactly it's called, but your body knows exactly the distance of how close you are to the bathroom. So the further away you are from the bathroom, the less stress your body puts on going to the bathroom. I know, shitty talk, right? But the closer your body realizes that you're getting to the bathroom, the more that you physically have to go to the bathroom, i.e. shit your pants. So I'm walking faster. I'm like, where the fuck is this thing at? Finally get there, go to the bathroom. And there's only 2 stalls. Well, that's fine. It's a clean bathroom. I don't mind. 2 stalls. The one stall is the huge fucking handicap. You can get like 10 guys in there shitting in a corner. It's shitting in a circle together. And then they got the stand-up, the urinal, floor to ceiling urinal. And then they got the one stall, the skinny guy stall. I'm sitting in that bathroom and on the toilet seat. I don't care. I'll wipe the seat down. I don't care. I'll sit right on it, raw dog. But the toilet paper dispenser is literally in my knees on my right side. And so I have to sit on the toilet sideways. Well, sideways in a booth or whatever you want to call it, a stall that's less than 30 inches, does not work for a guy like myself who's 6'2" and 265 pounds, by the way, coming down. So I'm sitting there shitting sideways. And then it comes time to wrap it up. Now, because of my back, my trials and tribulations of my back, I physically cannot do, if you're watching this on the YouTube video, I physically cannot do that motion, which is if you're not watching this on the video, oh, now I got to change the focus here. There we go. Is essentially if you were to reach behind you to scratch the back of your leg. I cannot reach that way. I have to go Tony Pena style, squat and reach down like I'm giving you the fastball signal to the pitcher and to clear the debris. It's the most technical way I can say it. Unfortunately, because I've got this toilet paper dispenser next to me, I cannot give my signal to the pitcher. The signal will not reach the pitcher. So I'm like, well, how the fuck am I going to do this? I physically have to sit on my hands. I know. Here we go. This is, yep. 1 year coming up here in the next couple of weeks. 1 year of doing this show. You're like, how the hell did you last this long? I physically have to sit on my hand, on my wrist, and then bring the pitcher to the catcher to clear the bases. I got out once I did that a couple times. I mean, you should, if anyone was out in the stalls anywhere near me, they would have heard nothing but clunking around. What the hell's going on in there? I'm laying tile in here. Shut up. We're in the tile store. But and then, 1, 2, 3, make sure the last one's, there's no one at home play it anymore. You throw it in the toilet, you flush it. Walk out, whew, and then I'm like, I think I pulled a muscle in my back. So I come out and I'm rubbing my back. My wife looks at me and goes, what the hell's wrong with you? I go, I don't want to talk about it. No, what happened? I think I threw my back out wiping my ass. She starts laughing. What happened to you? What do you mean you threw? And I explained it exactly the way I explained to you, except without the baseball terminology. I told her exactly, what I was trying to do. She's like, oh, really? That sucks. You okay? Do you need to stretch out or anything? I'm like, no, I think I'll survive. I hope I survive. And then, we were there for almost 4.5 hours. Of course, it's catching up to me again. So another hour and a half later, I'm like, ooh. She's like, okay, be careful this time. I said, I will. I'll try. I got it down now. I'm a pro. I can get in there and pitch with the best of them. All right, guys. That's going to do it for this week. I hope that Shane's doing all right. I hope you guys are doing all right as well. Okay. See you. Bye.